Good morning. Happy Easter Monday. It's another new day. It's a bit cloudy today, but the sun is still up. Uh, yeah, a new day, a holiday, a special day for the Christians. Yeah. So yesterday we were talking about this person who walks among the birds and doesn't hear the birds. If someone walks among the birds and doesn't hear their singing, yet is not deaf, we might ask, is their body awake but their soul asleep? Yeah, is their body awake but their soul asleep? In other words, are they truly present or are they lost in thought, noise, or distraction? Consciousness is more than just seeing and walking. It is sensing, feeling, being aware. To walk among singing birds and not hear them could suggest a kind of spiritual numbness, not physical but inner. It may be a symbol of how we sometimes move through life without really being in it. You know, moving through life but not being in it. How is that possible? It is possible. I mean, sometimes you do get engaged in deep thought or worry. Mostly it's worry, not deep thought. Um, you have issues to do with money, and life seems to have come to a standstill because you don't have money, and you haven't done this because you haven't done that because you don't have money. So your focus is really just on the fact that you have no money, and nothing else seems to make sense to you. Nothing else seems to be worth listening to or doing. Later we'll probably explore that sort of concentration of your thoughts on especially negative thinking, because that is negative thinking that does not add value to your life. So I go on. To walk among singing birds and not hear them could suggest a kind of spiritual numbness, not physical but inner. It may be a symbol of how we sometimes move through life without really being in it. But here is a deep mystery. Perhaps the silence is not their failure to hear, but an invitation to wake up, to become still, to listen beyond the ears. So yes, they may be conscious, but how conscious? That's the real question. And then I have a short poem about consciousness. It is titled, Is He Conscious? He walks among the trees, birds all around, yet he doesn't hear. Not because he's deaf, but because he is elsewhere, in the noise within. Is he conscious? His eyes are open, his feet are steady, but his soul, is it listening? To be conscious is not just to see or to move, but to feel the wind, to hear the unseen, to be fully here. Perhaps the silence isn't absence, but invitation. A whisper from heaven. Wake up. I'm speaking. Not to your ears, but to your heart. So, like I said yesterday, it's very strange. And hardly anywhere where it's not, of course, people in the cities may not hear the birds because it's very noisy. And being able to decipher the noise of birds among the noise of the city is hard, or the estate. But The example I'm citing is an example of a village person. I mean, in the rural areas where there are trees and yeah, and there is definitely some birds in there. And then you're walking and you're not hearing. You're not. It just basically means you're not there. Um, so it's a tough. Life can be tough, but its veracity, its toughness is, I think, dependent on us and how we interpret it. But if we can't hear birds singing, we also cannot hear or see or observe things that we should be doing in our lives that could actually change our lives. You know, you're too deeply focused on what it is that you're missing. You forget that there could be something that you need to notice that could resolve your issues or that could make your life much easier. Anyway, it's nice being able to talk to you today on Easter Monday. Have a great day.